shotglassdigital.com.
This is what you can look forward to on episode 103 of Skywalking Through Neverland.
Got a Harrison Ford personal story coming up.
Don't you have a Dave Filoni story?
What about like different flavors for different planets?
I'm guessing the Mos Eisley Cantina would have more of a rum flavor. That excites me. That tells me that we have a major villain who doesn't really have all of his together.
I really don't want Gwendolyn Christie to fall into a Sarlacc pit.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls.
Listen.
A billion years in the making.
Up to Neverland.
What do you know?
You'll laugh, you'll cry, you'll kiss $3 goodbye.
Hey, Skywalkers. Guess where we are right now? Last week, we were in Wisconsin.
Yep.
This week, we are outside the Mann's Chinese Theater waiting for The Force Awakens. And this time, we brought some more friends. Hey, everyone, say hello to Matt.
Hey, everybody.
That was Matt Beard, who we had met at the Season of the Force opening day. But you know what? I introduced him before I introduced my sweetie wife, who is also in line with me, Sarah.
Well, hello, everyone. I'm excited to be here. And if you want to tweet at us during the show, we love that. So tweet at us at SkywalkingPod. Oh, and then sitting right next to me here is Amelia. Hi, Amelia.
May the Force be with you.
And now, you may remember Amelia from episode 5, where she talked about cosplay does not equal consent.
Now, like I just said, we are recording this outside of the Mann's Chinese Theater, where Sarah and I and Amelia are going to sleep over tonight. Mm-hmm. We're going to have a sleepover party at the Mann's Chinese Theater. Matt, you going to join us?
I gotta work tomorrow.
Whatever. Amelia has a tent.
I don't
Look
know
at
how much we're
everyone
going to
around
be
you.
sleeping. You know, emphasis on staying the night, but I don't know if the emphasis is on going to be on sleeping.
No, we're going to party like there's a new Star Wars movie opening.
Oh, yeah. I'm actually going to drive home and get my Star Wars game, Epic Duels, and in the LED light of the night inside my tent, it's going to be played.
But you've got
That's
your
gonna be
Star
awesome.
You've got your Star Wars pajamas on already.
I got my Star Wars
Yeah.
onesie on already, and Star Wars board games.
Yeah.
Star Wars
this
board
is
games.
old stomping ground for me because this is where I slept in 1999 to see The Phantom Menace. But I haven't done it since then, so this is going to be really, really fun.
I slept 5 days in line for the Two Towers back in 2003 outside the Vista Theater in Hollywood. Obviously, it wasn't Star Wars, but I did sleep 5 consecutive days in a tent at that
Rich,
time.
I remember we were here in '99
Awesome.
together, and don't you have a Dave Filoni story about him being in line with us?
You know, that was for Revenge of the Sith down at the ArcLight Theater when he came dressed as Plo Koon, and I'd always heard the rumors, but then I got a chance to ask him at Star Wars Celebration, and he did confirm it was him in that Plo Koon costume for the Revenge of the Sith premiere.
Dave Filoni.
Dave Filoni, back
Nice.
in 2005.
Aw, that's so cool.
So this is going to be really fun. But you know what? Before we go into how much fun we're going to have, let's talk about what we're going to have on today's show.
Okay. Let's see. Well, Richard and I got to attend the Force Awakens Global Press Event that Disney put on over the weekend in LA. And we were so excited. We both got to go. We saw so many people there. Trisha Barr was there.
Eric Gellar was there.
Yeah, we saw Amy Geek.
Yeah.
And also the Brian Young as well.
This other guy, what's his name? Harrison Ford.
Oh, yeah.
Got a Harrison Ford personal story coming up.
Uh-huh. Definitely. It was amazing time, and we'll go into that a little more. But
Now, since day one, that's what we've been gearing up toward.
Yes.
We always said, okay,
Of
we
the
know
show.
we've made it when we have gone to the Force Awakens press junket.
Now, is it true? I know you can't give anything away, but is it true that Yaddle makes an appearance in The Force Awakens?
Well, the byline is The Force Awakens Yaddle.
Oh, that's what I heard. I heard that people are saying that right around on the street right now.
You know, Brews and Blasters, they have their Opa Rancis, and I guess our mascot for the show for this episode is going to be Yaddle.
Oh. Not Who Jibs this time?
You know, we're going to switch gears. We're going to go with Yaddle.
Okay.
How does that
okay.
sound? You know what? This proves we're recording right now in
Yeah.
Hollywood.
Yep.
Because you hear all the sirens.
Wait, here comes Santa again.
Oh my goodness, Santa!
is coming by on a
What is
flatbed
this?
truck. Here he comes.
What kind of truck?
Santa Claus
What?
and the
And
elf
an
on,
elf.
on Hollywood Boulevard. Santa!
What is that?
It's a random Santa drive-by.
I don't get it. Who hired him? Who paid for that? Hollywood
I don't
City?
know, but we see the weirdest things here in Hollywood.
It is.
Now, earlier we saw 3 Spider-Men.
Don't go there, please.
It was too
My
many
eyes are
Spider-Man.
bleeding. My eyes are
I
still
believe
bleeding.
it was
I can't.
Tobey
no.
Maguire, Andrew Garfield, and for those of you who are the fans of the 1970s TV movies, Nicholas Hammond.
I don't get it.
Seriously? That was
Nicholas
like
Hammond from Sound of Music,
It-
who later on played Spider-Man.
okay. No, it was like 3 sausages
There
in
was
$30
also the SpongeBob,
costumes.
the Christmas
it was
SpongeBob
painful.
was here.
I can't.
Yeah, we're looking
Please,
at a guy swinging around like
Christmas,
Cairo
don't be
Ren
late.
lightsaber. We're looking
Yep.
at a Michael Jackson look-alike.
And
There's
then the Jimmy Fallon Theater is now playing Christmas Don't Be Late. It's playing Christmas songs.
the Jimmy Kimmel Theater.
Jimmy Kimmel, yes. I knew I said that wrong. All
All
right,
right.
but what else is on this
Also,
episode?
we have our Skywalker of the Week.
Yes?
And let's go ahead and talk to some of the people here in line for the Force Awakens. All sponsored by liningup.net.
That's right. And we are sponsoring the Starlight Children's Foundation is the charity that we are promoting. And actually, let's see. You can give at any time by texting. So let's head over. Should we head over there?
All right, you know what? We're going to walk over to Sean Crosby. He's everywhere. And he's wearing his Obi-Wan robe. We knew he was here because we saw his car.
We do what we can.
Hey, do you guys mind if we borrow Sean for a couple of seconds?
Is that okay?
I'm off the clock. I'm not actually earning hours in the line here, so you have to put me back on the clock now.
Oh, were you just about to
What hour
leave?
are you on?
Actually, I've been coming and going. So today I was out in Lancaster doing a blood drive charity.
Oh,
and so
nice.
what I've been doing, I'm still doing my usual charities during the week, and then I'll come here at night. And so I think yesterday I spent about 7 hours and whatnot. I haven't spent the night yet because I'm still trying to get things organized and whatnot. And I've got duties, you know. So it's been a lot of fun, just kind of being back with the family, but sleeping here soon, but not yet.
Okay. I was going to ask, were you going to plan on spending the night at some point?
Yeah, well, the joke has been that we have this entire courtyard with all the footprints here, and it's like all these hot actresses. I mean,
Yeah.
it's Rosalind Russell and Marilyn Monroe and Raquel Welch, and
All right,
how often do you get to sleep with them, right?
You just
Never.
lost half the audience because they're going, no, who's this?
Who are these people? Go watch some old movies, folks.
Yeah.
Go watch Gentlemen Prefer Blondes, and you'll see at least 2 of the people I talk about.
Let's catch people up here. So we have to wait 24 hours in line, well, more in a cluster, and then we're entitled to getting a ticket, correct?
You are entitled to buy a ticket, and then the more hours you spend in line, the more the higher in the ranking you get to choose your actual seats. So we've bought certain blocks of seats, and if you are first, you can obviously go, oh, I want the dead center of the theater, and then you work your way out from that. If you like the balcony or wherever we happen to have seats, you could choose that. And so 24 hours is the bare minimum. If you're here in costume helping raise money for the Starlight Foundation, we will give you double credit for that.
Oh.
So if you do, like say, your 501st or Rebel Legion, you have an approvable, very high quality costume, and you want to come down and promote the charity and take pictures with people for donations, we will give you double credit for that because the costumes are uncomfortable.
Wow.
Stormtrooper armor and whatnot sort of deserves an extra bonus, and that's how we've decided to do that.
For some reason, I did not know that. Now, what if I came down as Jedi Tink?
Or Slave Leia?
I don't know. We'd have to talk to the guys. Right now, it's 501st approvable costumes right now.
Oh.
So it really depends. And, of course, we're observing a no weapons policy. Lightsabers are okay, but no pistols, nothing like that, because we're friendly here and we're trying not to be aggressive. So it's kind of tough. The costumes so far have been approved by Lucasfilm to do it. We're trying to stick with original trilogy, like canon costumes.
Okay.
So this is December 9th right now, which means the line has been going for 4 days now. So how are things going? Has there been a lot of media press? Any trouble?
Today has been light, but yesterday we were basically on the clock for media from 9 a.m. on.
Wow.
And we had all the local channels come out and do their pieces. We had some places that we can't even talk about because they haven't pimped their show yet, but like big giant news shows that we can't give the name of. We've had so many interviews. They've talked to us about everything. Fortunately, people have been cool and are promoting the charity aspect of it. And 10 years later, from the last line that we did in 2005, people are kind of more attuned to geek culture. So they've been a lot nicer to us as opposed to the belligerent stuff that we get. Now, we have a cell phone that we've been putting up on our page, and you can go to lightningup.net, find the number there, and call us and talk to us. If you're somewhere else in the country or around the world, if you want to spring for that phone call, give us a call on this cell phone. And this goes back to something we used to do when we had a payphone on the corner when we were where what is now Madame Tussauds.
Yeah.
Now that used to be the Grant parking lot, and there was a payphone right there, and people would call us. Yesterday, I took a call from somebody who was arguing with me about the pizza they got that wasn't good, and they were obviously putting us on, and they're like, our pizza's garbage and you have to come get it and you owe us a new one and whatever. And so I'm standing there and I'm dressed as Obi-Wan Kenobi, so I'm like, what the heck? And I'm on the phone and I said, you don't want to give us grief over this pizza. You want to go home and rethink your life and perhaps go to a hamburger joint for your dinner. And perhaps
Nice.
In and out, you know. And they're like, oh, yes, I want to go to a hamburger joint. And so we've been having a lot of fun with people. But last night, it was up till 10 o'clock at night. Things were really crazy. Today has been more relaxed. But we expect off and on people to drift in and out from press. And as long as we get to present ourselves the way we are, which is a group of people who love science fiction, love Star Wars. Many of us have done this before. Many are new people, but we're here for two things, which is the camaraderie of the line and waiting in this communal event. It's a science fiction convention that goes on for 2 weeks. How awesome is that? And also the fact that we get to use what we're doing here to raise money for charity, support the Starlight Children's Foundation, which is a quality of life charity for children, and make some lives better. I mean, what's better than that? Nothing at all.
Absolutely.
It's incredible.
Now, do you have a favorite moment in the line so far? This particular one?
In this line?
Yes.
Oh, there have been a number of them. I had pulled my car up in front of the loading zone here. That was an awful lot of fun just to watch people freak out and go nuts.
Your car is the H or Z wing?
This one's the Z wing. The H wing is my old one. It was a Honda Del Sol. This is a Nissan 350Z, thus the Z wing, and it has R2D2 on it and laser guns and jet engines and all this kind of cool stuff. It looks very much like Obi-Wan's Starfighter. And do we have to wait for these guys?
We're either in Hollywood or New York City.
Well, yeah, it sounds a lot like New York City. But that's the fun thing is that I think the first piece of press we actually got was in the New York Times.
Yeah, I saw that.
And then we were in the LA Times today. We've been people have been sending me notes about the news stories we've been doing, and it's really been a blast. But we were talking about my favorite moment of the line. This one's kind of goofy where there were lowriders here on Saturday. There was this whole cruising car show, American Graffiti kind of thing. And the bicycle police were pulling people over for having really outlandish cars. And I was a little tickled by that. And I feel bad for the guys who got pulled over. That's never fun. But in my case, when I built my Star Wars car, I talked to the California Highway Patrol and the Los Angeles Police Department exactly to make sure that didn't happen to me.
Wow.
So everything that I did was expressly designed to not get in trouble by them, you know. And so that just sort of tickled me.
Isn't that a form of censorship?
What, having the police tow your car because
you're expressing how you feel and you want to detail your car.
Well, I think in this case it was a safety issue. Like one of the cars, they had hydraulic jacks and they lifted their car up so it was at about a 70-degree angle.
Whoa.
With the passenger side door down towards the ground. The driver was up high. And they were driving down the street at this angle. It was like they were banking. It was incredible. And that's when the police came over and said, yeah, maybe not you guys.
I thought they had like pinstripes or something.
Oh, no. You can do anything artistically you want to your car. Even, I know a guy who mounted a kid's rocking horse on the top and put Happy Meal toys all over, just glued down with E6000 glue. You can do whatever you want. as long
Okay.
as you're not hurting anybody else or going to cause potential damage. That looked a little unsafe to the officers, and when the guy had to lower himself down to talk to the officer, I think that had sealed his fate.
Oh.
Right.
Nice.
Now, how much has Starlight raised because of lining up .net so far? Because I've seen people run over there and just hand people money. People who just walk by and go, "Oh, this is for charity. Here's a couple of bucks."
Well, we haven't counted any actual physical donations that people have made. We do have 2 numbers that people can text to, where if you text to 80,000, 80000, and you text either Jedi or Sith, that'll donate $5. And you can kind of choose that way. Is the light side going to win? Is the dark side going to win? Do you have to donate to both to bring balance to the Force, whatever you believe? And so we're hoping that raises a fair amount for people, and that we can actually track with those numbers. We can determine how beneficial the line has been. But in past years, we've raised more than $30,000
Wow.
for the charity. And of course, we were here in 1999, 2002, 2005. We had a big 10-year break. And the fact that we're back here, and this line's a little different because I worked since April, since Star Wars Celebration, with the El Capitan. I worked with the Chinese theater, planning all of this out. We had an embarrassment of riches where the Disney's El Capitan theater desperately wanted us there. The Chinese jumped in and wait, "No, you can't go there." And we had to have a vote, which basically decided people wanted to sleep on footprints. So here we are at the Chinese. But this embarrassment of riches where the past lines, we were not allowed on property, really.
Wow.
And we were in the parking lot around the corner. Now we're valued guests, and the TCL Chinese Theater is actually helping us out, and they are welcoming us. They're making sure we're comfortable, and
We can use their bathrooms.
we can use the bathrooms. They're validating parking for us. They're doing all sorts of amazing things that they really don't have to do. And they want to make our premiere here at 7 o'clock, the Thursday the film opens on the 17th. They want to make it the best thing possible. And that is a huge change from what we've done. So we feel really blessed to be here. And the fact that we're welcomed with open arms as fans shows you the 10-year difference in how geek culture is so prevalent and accepted, and people are okay to identify as geeks. I love it. It's amazing because as a kid who got dumped in trash cans in junior high school for playing Dungeons and Dragons, this is amazing.
How far we've come. Now, have we spotted any Star Wars celebrities out here just yet, aside from yourself?
Well, I'm not sure I count, but no. The only things that I've been able to do have been charity events, kind of connected with the movie. Where, fortunately for me, and at the risk of sounding like I'm humble bragging or anything, we did the Children's Hospital of Orange County, we did the Children's Hospital of Los Angeles, and we got to do a good program of events for the kids. And in my case, I got to do lightsaber training with Mark Hamill, which was incredible.
Wow.
And Steve Bloom was there as Zeb from
Star Wars Rebels.
We also had Tia, who plays Sabine. She was there. We had Ashley Eckstein as Ahsoka. She was there. All of them picked up lightsabers. All of them joined in. We got to do all of this stuff for kids who were stuck in the hospital, inpatients, outpatients. Absolutely magnificent. Lucasfilm backed it, brought a bunch of folks down, made a big event out of it. So that was really cool, and we're hoping to bring some of that magic here to the line. I know that one of our biggest supporters has been Vanessa Marshall from Rebels. She was super kind, bought us pizza early on in the line and made sure we were fed. I hear she's going to come down and check us out at some point. I don't have much detail on that, and it's really up to her. But I told Steve Bloom and I told Tia, I'm like, okay, if you get asked by Vanessa to come down, it's not a put on. We really want you here.
Yeah.
It's not a joke. Come down. So I'm kind of hoping for that. And of course, you heard about Mark Hamill coming down to being on Hollywood Boulevard in Stormtrooper
right
armor.
before the line started.
Right, exactly. So that was kind of fun and interesting. But we never know what's going to happen. And certainly the premiere is coming. And we also don't know here how involved we get to be with that. I mean, basically, they're going to displace us from our temporary home. We have people from Australia who they're sleeping here. They don't have a hotel room. They're sleeping on this cement. And when the premiere happens and they shut down Hollywood Boulevard from Orange to Highland and start taking over these theaters, we don't know if we get to be involved or we have to go hang out at Hooters. I just, no clue.
All right. Oh my!
That's interesting.
Stop bending my arm. Stop twisting my arm.
Hey, they have good wings, man. It's a good place.
Is that what you're calling them now? So
That's food, chicken.
Oh, right.
Eat it.
So you know what? Let's not gloss over this whole. You battled Mark Hamill with lightsabers.
Yeah, I did. The thing that was really fun, and he signed all of our Jedi certificates. He was signing comic books. I've been doing Jedi training for 20 years, and for me to be invited to do this by Lucasfilm, still after the Disney merger and things like that, for me it's amazing. And I've done this at the Super Bowl. I've done it at the Skywalker Ranch. I've been all over the place to do it. But it's all about charity for me, and every time I get to do something for charity like this, and the fact that Mark Hamill gave his time, came down and did it, he kind of got up, he was a little grumpy, and of course he's looking amazing because he's been working out for the movie and he looks terrific, and his beard's short, and he's, he just looks astounding and in fine wit. So he gets up and he says, I've been through Jedi training, and mine was a lot harder and a lot longer than what you guys are doing. It's like, oh, no, this is the entry-level training, and we're joking around about that. And he's such a generous guy. He found every opportunity. First off, he signed every autograph asked of him, which was incredible. And then he found every opportunity to talk to the kids, find out what cartoons they watch, and do voices of the characters he does on their cartoons. And to watch him work, I get to do voiceover from time to time. I've had the pleasure of working with Mark Hamill back in the 90s on a Warcraft project, which was incredible, and he's kind enough to say he remembers it. But to watch him work with these kids and use his skills and make their days brighter just is really an example for all of us. We should all do that regardless of our level of fame, regardless of how complicated our lives are. To be able to do that for a child is just incredible. And you gotta love him for that. And what Harrison Ford is doing with Omaze and the little, surprise visits he was doing on video, and the fact that these people don't have to but are. These are the heroes that we grew up with. They're Luke Skywalker and they're Han Solo and whatever, but the fact that they're real world heroes too, that's the best. I can't imagine that, I don't know, almost 40 years later, I would still be looking at these people going, you guys are still so worthy of my respect.
Yeah.
Oh, truer words were never spoken. Before we wrap things up, which one lost the hand, you or Mark Hamill? Which one pulled that gag?
Neither of us did.
All right.
Because I was dressed as Obi-Wan, and he was giving me a little grief, but of course, he's looking a little older. And we were sort of commiserating about how that we both have to have our beards, and that makes us both look older than we really want to look. So we kept all of our limbs, and although I think we certainly gave back to the kids as good as we got.
Nice. Now, what is that phone number in case anyone wants to call over here at Man's Chinese Theater in Hollywood?
That's a good question. I'd have to look it up because I don't know it off the top of my head. Do we have our phone number? What's our phone
number here at Lining Up?
For our burner phone. We're so edgy here with our burner phone.
818-797-5463.
Our new population number is?
Population number is 136. What does that mean?
We have a new total of 136 people who have signed up to be line members.
Woohoo!
That's a new high for us, and so this is great. And we're barely, not even halfway through our 12 Days of Christmas lineup.
We need a big advent calendar where each time you peel back a door, a different cosplayer jumps out.
You know, I almost made one. I really wanted to make one, and I completely ran out of time. But I have an old Kenner Millennium Falcon, and I wanted to take some of the panels, cut them out, so that we had our, basically 14-day advent calendar, so we could pull something out under each one. And I still have the Falcon. I planned it all out, and of course, I completely ran out of time because I over-volunteer, which is good for them, not so good for me. But, hey, we have 6 Star Wars movies in 6 years. I'm sure I'll get it done for one of them.
Right? All right.
All right, that's a promise. Promise to all the Skywalkers. Thank you very much there, Obi-Shan.
And then how can people get a hold of you on Twitter?
You can find me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at ObiSeanC for all of those. And just look for a picture of a guy with a lightsaber.
Excellent. Thank you, Obi-Shan.
All right.
It's always great to talk to you guys. My pleasure.
Yay! Oh, and who do we have here? What's going on? It's a menorah! Woo! Happy Hanukkah,
We've
everyone!
seen Santa Claus, and we've just saw a roll-by
Menorah.
I'm kind of disturbed by the fact that it said mitzvah tank on the side. Is that like a tank that fires shells and has treads? And a mitzvah is a gift. So it's a gift tank? Who are they giving a tank?
It's gonna fire those candlesticks at everybody.
Gun is there, yeah.
All right, well, now everyone is represented except for the Wookiees. Where's the Life Day representation? Now, going from the line and all the hubbub over here, let's get into things we want to share.
Things we want to share. Things we want to share. Things we want to share.
So first up on the docket, guess what? We're going to go see The Force Awakens on Tuesday, December 15th. We got the invite. We RSVP'd.
Yes, we are waiting for the RSVP confirmation.
We haven't yet heard back from Disney and the fine folks over there at the studio.
Right.
But we are on the list. Whether or not we're going to make it. Come on.
Yeah.
It's Skywalking Through Neverland. Come on. Of course we're going to make it. So as of December 15th at about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, The Force Awakens, check off our list.
Yep.
And Amelia, we're going to spoil it for everybody.
No, we're not going to spoil it. We're not, because Kathleen Kennedy asked us and J.J. Abrams asked us not to spoil it. So we have to listen to them.
Of course I'm not going to spoil it. Are you kidding me? This is just going to be fantastic. And I'm going to have to be off of Facebook for the longest time because there's no way I'm going to see something about The Force Awakens and go, hey, you know what, guys? You're almost right there. But what Han Solo does is, and Luke Skywalker, you're going to want to wait until a minute 68, then don't blink.
Oh, it's going to be crazy. And then the day before is the actual premiere on Hollywood Boulevard at the El Capitan Theater, which we will definitely be hanging out here.
Yeah, and we will get tons of reports from there because that's the screening where all the cast and crew come. And that's just going to be phenomenal.
Absolutely.
So that's not the one we're going to. The one we're going to is an actual press screening. And for anyone else out there who does go to a screening, please, I know I was joking before, but please do not say anything. Because at this point, I'm already seeing stuff coming up online, on Yahoo News, on Facebook, pictures I don't want to see.
Right, just don't look at it. Don't look at Yahoo News.
Well, it's not one of these things where it's click here to see a picture of whatever. It's just right there. So how do you miss it? You turn on your computer in the morning, Yahoo pops up. It's right there.
I always look to the right on Yahoo page and just click on the mail.
It's those scoundrels out there, those nerf herders, that will post something on their Facebook feed that is considered a spoiler. If Lucasfilm or Disney didn't put it out there on their own, you shouldn't put it out there on your own. Let us experience it the way it should be.
Right.
I know you want everyone to click over to your site, but please do us this one thing and do not spoil something we've been waiting for 10 years.
Some people are really good at that, though, like just giving you a little hint and click on the link. So I do want to acknowledge them.
Yes, but I had a rant the other day on Facebook just asking people to stop doing this because it was happening more times than not.
Oh, I'm sorry, sweetie. Well, can we move on to something I want to share?
Please.
Okay, well, I want to share on our last episode, we interviewed Tom Amin, the pianist and composer who is debuting his new Star Wars album, all on piano.
Journey to the Stars.
Journey to the Stars. And we went to his debut concert in Studio City on December 7th.
Yeah, at Vitello's Italian restaurant.
Yeah.
Let's give them a plug.
Good food, man. Good wine,
They didn't give
too.
us any food for the plug, but we'll give them a good plug there.
Yes, and we got to watch Tom Amin, and it was awesome because he played his Star Wars music from his Star Wars album as well as mixing it with film music. So we
Yeah.
got a little Poltergeist and
Yeah.
some of your favorite Halloween.
Yeah, it's Christmas time, and he's playing Halloween.
I know.
How awesome was that?
It was great. And he
the
played
Halloween, like you just said, Halloween rolled into the Poltergeist theme.
Uh-huh.
Where if someone's ever said to me, Rich, what does the Poltergeist theme sound like? I couldn't tell you.
Right.
But as soon as he started playing it, it's like, Poltergeist! Totally awesome.
It was. And then he played E.T.,
He did.
which I loved, and my favorite, Jurassic Park. He played Jurassic Park, which is the only thing I can play on piano, so I was
and,
like, yay.
and of course, he played some Christmas music.
Yes. Yeah, at the very end, his encore was I'm Dreaming of a White Christmas. And then at the end of it, he kind of went into Luke Skywalker's theme, and it worked great.
Yeah, it flowed so perfectly.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm not sure if he has that melody, that tune, that song out there on any of his records.
No, I don't think so.
I'm saying records on any kind of download. But
Right.
I've got to ask him to please put that out there because it was so nice.
It was. It was
I mean,
beautiful.
It really represented what we're going through right now, combining Christmas and Star Wars, and he did it musically.
Yes.
And I thought that was just the perfect way to end the show.
It was great. Yeah, and if you want to give him a shout out on Twitter, once again, he is at Tom Amin. TOMAM as in mom, EEN as in Nancy.
Yeah, TomAminMusic.com.
That too.
Now, last week we told everyone we had something to share. We just couldn't share it right then.
No.
Well, since the cat is out of the bag.
Oh, yes it is.
We thought we had to wait until January, but let's go ahead and tell everyone as soon as the mitzvah tank. Oh no, here comes the mitzvah tank. we have to wait to share this until later on because they blare their music. Okay, there's a 6-foot menorah. They're just parked right in front of us, in front of the Man's Chinese Theater.
Well, you know what? It's pretty low right now.
Yeah, it is.
Let's keep
okay,
going.
Let's share with everyone what we couldn't share last week.
Okay. Richard, I give you the honors.
So the big news is, as of January, we will no longer be on Shot Glass Digital. We're going to be on RetroZap.com.
RetroZap, woohoo!
Yeah, so pretty much Shot Glass Digital, they're dissolving, and Jimmy Mac and Jason they want to do their own thing.
With RebelForceRadio.com, so
Yeah,
be
so
sure to check that out.
Only their show will be on their feed, so they're dissolving the network. So we thought, okay, you know what? Let's call up our friends Joe Tavano and say, hey, any room over at RetroZap for Skywalking Through Neverland?
Yeah.
And he said, yeah.
Yeah, let's start a podcast network.
Yeah. So we just turned RetroZap.com into the new Shot Glass Digital because not only did they get Skywalking Through Neverland, but they also inherited Talking Apes TV.
That's right, and they, of course, host Brews and Blasters.
Yeah, one of the best Star Wars podcasts you're going to hear out there. It's free range. It's these two guys who live in the Boston area, so far I'm hooked. Their conversations just go from one to the other. We had them on our show a couple episodes ago.
Yeah.
Just a wealth of knowledge. Oh, hold on, there goes Santa Claus again. There's a flat bed with Santa Claus and an elf inside of a sleigh.
A sleigh that's all lit up.
All right.
Very cute.
So that's what we couldn't share last week because we thought we had to wait until January to release the news, but nope. Since Rebel Force Radio released the news on their own on their last show,
Yeah.
we thought, okay, well, here we go.
Yeah, so in January, you'll be able to find our shows not only on skywalkingthrough.neverland.com as always, but also on RetroZap.com.
Yeah, it's a great pop culture site. You can find blogs, reviews. I just wrote a blog right over there.
Yeah, you did a gift guide for practical Star Wars
the
gifts.
practical gift guide for Star Wars. And this is a guide that is for people also in the same boat who don't really have the room anymore for all their stuff. But you figure if you're going to get something, why not have Star Wars on it? So therefore, it's practical because you can use it in everyday life, like the Wookiee seatbelt cover, the Wookiee seatbelt case. When you bring the seatbelt over you, it's the Wookiee bandolier.
That's awesome.
There's the Jedi and Sith lamps are on there. The Han Solo mini fridge, the BB-8 lamp.
There's just a ton of awesome things.
Stuff like this that I comb through lots and lots of websites going, what is really practical that would be on a good Christmas gift guide?
Yeah, so be sure to go over to retrozap.com and check that out. And that is Things We Want to Share.
Here we are reporting back in line in front of the Mann's Chinese Theater. The crowds have dissipated somewhat. People are getting a little bit rowdier behind us, but that's okay. They're all in line to see Star Wars, and that's what matters. I'm still seeing that very dirty SpongeBob walking up and down the street, and that's kind of freaking me out.
He's a little creepy.
He thinks just by putting a Santa hat on his head, he's now Christmas SpongeBob.
Not quite. Not quite.
And they're this. You know what? We got to say this: that people here in line are really, really friendly. The people who are organizing the line, woman just came by and took our hot chocolate order.
They're hot chocolate or coffee? They went around asking.
Yeah, and earlier when we were recording, the woman came by and dropped off some these little goodie bags for us.
Yeah.
They had sunglasses in them, dental floss, toothpaste, and they'll come by every once in a while and going, "Are you guys okay? Are you guys okay?"
It's very cute.
They'll come by every once in a while and say, "Are you guys okay? Are you guys fine? You guys need anything?" So this is just a great organization here at liningup.net, and I didn't want to go another minute without saying that. Now, let's move on to the main event.
This past Sunday, December 6th, we were invited to the Force Awakens Global Press Event put on by Disney in Los Angeles.
And isn't that what we said on our first podcast, the first, second, or third podcast, that we want to make sure that we are invited to the press junket of The Force Awakens? Well, back then it was episode 7.
Yeah, or at least the premiere, I think
premiere,
we said.
yep. And now we got both.
Oh my goodness.
So this was just amazing. And before we go any further, we gotta thank the ones who really made it possible.
Yes.
And that is Dave Parfit over at adventuresbydaddy.com. Here, Amelia, answer that. It's Dave Scale. So Dave Parfit over at adventuresbydaddy.com. He got us one ticket. And
Richard took it.
We were very, very grateful. And we thought, oh no, only one of us can go.
Yeah.
This is terrible. But then, as we're in Wisconsin,
yes,
we get an email from our friend Mark Newbold from Jedi News UK and Radio 1138, and said, "Hey, I have an extra ticket to the press junket. Do you guys need one?"
Yeah.
Mark, if you're listening to this, thank you very much.
Thank you so much. So we put my name on it.
So as much as we love going to these press junkets, it's just not fun going alone.
Yeah, well, I mean, to share Star Wars together, that's kind of what we do.
And then the Star Wars press junket to go alone?
It would have
been heartbreaking.
Yeah.
So we both got a ticket. We both attended last weekend, and it was a blast.
Total amazing. So we walk in, and
they said that check-in by 1 o'clock. We got there by 11:30.
Yeah.
We wanted to be first in line.
We parked where they told us, and then we were walking in. We weren't really sure where to go, and then we saw this sign, SWVIP this way. And we're like,
what
I
could
think
that
mean?
means
us.
We're smart. We're educated.
Yeah, so we went that way, and it pointed us in the direction of this very obscure curtain.
This was like a 50-foot curtain
Yeah.
leading into a lobby lounge area.
Right, but there was no, doors or signage anywhere.
Yeah,
you just had to know where to go.
One very buff security guard standing outside.
Yeah.
Gotta give him a password or a secret handshake or something.
Yeah.
But we just ran right past. They're like, okay, we're here. Sign us up. Sign us up. Sign us up. Let's get inside.
So we walk in, and we were asked to choose dark side or light. And I chose light.
So instead of having 2 of the same bracelets,
Yes.
I chose dark side.
Yes.
That way we could have one of each.
Yes, so they were black bracelets with Star Wars The Force Awakens on it. And there were those rubber bracelets that you get. Yeah, those
And they were giving us swag tickets, and already the fun was beginning. I walked in a few minutes before you, Sarah, and I'm taking this all in. There's just stuff to do everywhere.
Yes.
It was like a little celebration convention, which I was not expecting. And they said, we're going to provide lunch. And we were both starving. We were starving, but with so much to do, is food an afterthought.
Yeah, we weren't really thinking about food.
And as you came to join me, I hear a Richard. I turn around and there's someone I don't recognize. And he comes over and gives me a big hug. It's like, wait a minute, I know that voice. It's our good friend from the UK, Simon Wilkie.
Yay!
Yeah, and as a side thought here, how come we never see Simon Wilkie and C-3PO in the same room together?
I don't know, at the same time?
At the same
Never?
time.
Really?
In the same room. It never happens.
Huh.
At all these live events when we see C-3PO and R2-D2, there's 3PO, but where'd Simon go?
I don't know.
But wait a minute, now there's Simon, but now where's 3PO?
No.
I don't know. I can't figure this out.
Me either.
So it was fantastic seeing him because we had spoken to him so many times on Skype and on the show.
Yes.
Now to see him in person was just phenomenal.
It was amazing. And so we walk in, and the first booth I see, Disney Infinity. The Disney Infinity booth, where we got to walk up and get some free Kylo Rens, the Disney Infinity figure. I was very excited. Well, I got to play a little bit of Disney Infinity with Poe Dameron and with Rey. Now, Poe was fun. He had his blaster, and I forget his special move at this point, but when I put Rey on the stand and started playing with her, oh my gosh, she kicks butt. Because she has her staff and she twirls it around. So if you love playing with Ahsoka, who twirls around her lightsabers, Rey, you will love playing with Rey. She kicks butt too, and it was so much fun. So
and right beside the Disney Infinity, didn't they have Battlefront?
Yes, they did. They had Battlefront. I did not get a chance to play that. There's so much going on.
Yeah, so much going on, and so many people coming over to us. And they recognized the shirts we were wearing, Skywalking Through Neverland.
And we recognized a few people too. So yeah, Trisha Barr was
Trisha
there.
Barr
So I got to
was
see
there,
my fangirl friend. Yay!
Yeah. I was very happy that she could be there.
Yes.
Yeah,
Share
and
this with
Eric
her.
Gellar was there. And a whole bunch of podcasters and vloggers and bloggers and journalists. And it was great. And we got to we got to share this experience with them, which is always fun, sharing it with your close friends.
Absolutely. Definitely. it's just cool. So every time we come together, it's like a mini family reunion. It's really neat.
Yeah. And then going down the line some more, there was a big Verizon booth.
Yes.
And everyone said, you have to do this. I have no idea what they were talking about, but I have
Google Cardboard.
I have a cell phone carrier. I'm good. But no, there's these things I hadn't seen before.
They're like virtual reality viewers. It's called Google Cardboard. And for
but
Star
you've
Wars.
seen these.
Well, no, I didn't. I never experienced it. I didn't really know what it meant until I went there to that booth.
Yeah. So go on explaining this because this is just phenomenal technology.
Yeah. So what you do, and I didn't know until I got to the booth, is you actually download Jakku Spy from your Star Wars app on your phone, and then you put it in the viewer, and then you bring the viewer up to your eye, and it's a big file download. And once you bring it up to your eye and you press the start button, I don't know what he did because I didn't do it, but all of a sudden you're in this world where you look around, like when you move your head, it moves.
You're right.
Right?
It's like you're looking through macro
360.
binoculars.
Yeah, it's like you can look at a 360-degree view.
You're right.
Of the landscape, and you're on Jakku. and you see at least
BB-8
the one,
was rolling around
BB-8,
inside there.
The Millennium Falcon was getting shot at. Yeah, so it was pretty short, but it was really cool.
Well, didn't she say there were 9 or 12 parts, and she showed us 2 parts?
Right. So
So you
I'm not sure how many parts there were. I think I only saw 1 part.
Oh, they had 2.
Okay, well there's 4 that you can download now on your Star Wars app.
And if you haven't done it, fantastic. Now, as swag, they gave us 2 of those cardboard viewfinders.
Yes.
Now, are those weren't exclusive to the press junket? You
No,
can get
they
those
weren't.
at Verizon.
You can get them at Verizon stores. I know they were released, I believe, on Wednesday of last week, so you could go to certain Verizon stores, like corporate ones, and get those for free. And I don't know if they cost anything or if they're free if you go to the right store.
So, children of the 70s, you'll know what I mean by the viewfinders.
Yeah.
And there was one that had a case of Kylo Ren. One was BB-8. There was
Yeah.
a New Order Stormtrooper and R2-D2.
Yeah, they're so cute.
Hey, we got a Kylo Ren and R2-D2.
BB-8.
BB-8 rather.
BB-8.
Yes.
Yes, we did.
And then going further down this lounge area, they had a T-shirt factory, and you could put in your order. And by factory, they were screen printing them right there.
Yes. Yeah, so you could choose either the Force Awakens logo,
Which
we
we're
got.
wearing right now.
Yeah, or the Bad Robot logo, which is on the back of your shirt, Richard. And then they messed up and didn't put it on the back of mine, but that's okay.
Oh.
That's
so,
okay.
So we got a Kylo Ren Disney Infinity action figure. We got those Verizon macro binocular things, viewfinders. We got shirts. And then on the other side of the room, they had a big Force Awakens backdrop, just the logos. And that was a photo op moment where you can get a photo with the screen used BB-8.
Yes.
I just, my head was just blowing up.
He moved and he talked.
Yeah.
And he beeped.
He is small.
In order to take a photo with him, you really had to sit down on the floor right next to him. It was so cute.
And the guys operating BB-8 were the actual operators in The Force Awakens.
Yes.
I asked them for an interview, but they would have loved to have talked to us, but they had to go through lawyers and publicists and representatives and gods.
Silly.
Yeah, it was really hard.
Silly.
Yeah, but that was fantastic. And if you look at our Facebook page, I'm sure you'll see lots and lots of pictures of me and Sarah cuddling with BB-8.
Yes, and we could also every so often BB-8 would go away and take a little nap, and C-3PO and R2-D2 would come out.
And I would turn around and say, "Hey, Simon, look, it's where did Simon go?"
Yeah, I don't know.
Where's 3PO? Have you seen Simon?
He never got to see 3PO, and he was so shiny.
He was very, very shiny.
Shiny and gold.
Now, one of my favorite vendors in this room was Ample Hill Creamery.
Or the ice cream booth.
The ice cream booth, yeah. Now, these people are doing licensed Star Wars ice cream.
Yeah, the light side and the dark side.
Phenomenal.
Yeah.
So we spoke to Brian Smith, and this is what he has to say about the new Star Wars ice cream.
So we have a light side and a dark side flavor. Our dark side flavor is a dark chocolate with espresso brownies, homemade chocolate crispies, and little white chocolate pearls that represent the light still lurking within the dark side. On our light side, we have the inverse. We have a marshmallow ice cream, our brightest, purest ice cream, with regular Krispies and just a little bit of Cocoa Krispies to represent the dark that's still hiding there in the light. We ship those two flavors of ice cream anywhere in the country on dry ice to your home.
Ship it on dry ice.
On dry ice. You can even play with carbonite Han Solo kind of thing once you get your dry ice at home. But yes, the ice cream arrives frozen in 24 to 48 hours, and we do 2 pints of the light side and 2 pints of the dark side in a box, in a case. Makes a good gift. AmpleHills.com.
And this is not sold retail yet.
It's not sold anywhere else except for online. It's an exclusive, limited edition, collectible plastic pint container. Our light side pints have BB-8 and Chewbacca on them, and our dark side pints have Kylo Ren on them.
And so how did you decide what side had what flavor?
Yeah. Well, we knew with the dark side it had to be a deep, deep, dark chocolate. And so that was the base. And then we knew with the light side it needed to be the whitest ice cream we could make. And instead of vanilla, which seemed a little boring, we went with marshmallow because it just seemed so ethereal and light and airy and pure. And then I wanted to keep thinking of deeper and levels. My background's actually in screenwriting. I wrote a bunch of bad TV movies, sci-fi TV movie of the week. So I really wanted to tell a story with these two flavors. And so that's why we sort of introduced the idea of like a little bit of light within the dark side and a little bit of dark within the light side, which is what the movies are about, that sort of battle between good and evil within individuals.
And which side has been more popular, dark side or the light side?
Well, I would say it's the dark side's probably been more popular. It's that deep, dark chocolate which really gets people, I think.
And will this ever be sold retail?
I don't think so. I think it's just going to be online only as a really special limited edition kind of pint.
So these are fully licensed?
Oh, yeah. I know. It's absolutely licensed Star Wars property. Yep.
And I had a little bit of it, and it's very good. I like the light side a little bit better. It had a little bit more of a crunch to it, and you were saying that that's a Rice Krispie treat?
Yes, we make our own homemade Rice Krispie treats. We make all of this ice cream in Brooklyn, in our Gowanus location in Brooklyn. Everything's made from scratch, all the brownies, all the Rice Krispies, and you can get all of our ice cream on AmpleHills.com.
And are we going to see more Star Wars ice cream to come?
I certainly hope so. Stay tuned.
What would be one of your flavors that you'd really want to test out?
For Star Wars? Oh, boy. I don't know. I haven't gotten past thinking through the dark side and the light side yet. I'm going to really have to think about that one.
What about like different flavors for different planets? Like Tatooine.
Yes, that's right. Tatooine, Hoth, something white, something frozen. I know. I thought a lot about Mos Eisley and the cantina there, but we did a lot of thinking through ideas. But ultimately, we stepped back to just a more general thought about dark side and light side. But that's true. There are endless possibilities.
Yeah. I'm guessing the Mos Eisley cantina would have more of a rum flavor.
That's right. That would be good.
Run with it.
Adults, exactly.
All right, tell us one more time where we can get your ice cream, because I had it and it's really good, and I want to make sure all the Skywalkers get some of this.
You got it. You can get our ice cream at amplehills.com. $36 for 4 pints, 2 pints of the light side, 2 pints of the dark side, plus shipping anywhere in the U.S.
How long does it take to get the ice cream? Because I'm sure that dry ice only helps so long.
24 hours, 48 hours. We do 2-day shipping or 1-day shipping, depending on what you want to pay to get it to your door. But the dry ice works.
And once again, it's very, very good. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks so much. Now, there was a long hallway from the main room
Oh, yeah.
that had screen-used costumes.
Now, this was the hallway you wanted to be in.
Yes, so we went in there pretty early because we had got there so early, and we were looking. There was Han Solo's outfit. There was Leia's outfit right next to him, a Kylo Ren outfit.
These are all screen-used suits.
Screen-used. Amazing.
Yeah, there's a flame trooper suit.
Yep.
There was a snowtrooper suit, a First Order snowtrooper suit. And this was really the hallway to the stars, because this is the hallway where they would usher all the actors from one room to the next for their interviews.
Yes. So we happened to be in that hallway with about maybe, 5 other people just kind of looking at the costumes. And there's this entourage just kind of heading toward us. And we look. Oh my gosh, it was Harrison Ford. It was Harrison Ford walking. And we were like kind of in the middle of the hallway, kind of blocking the way, just talking.
Yeah.
And here comes Harrison Ford.
And I've got to master his walk. No one walks like Harrison Ford.
I know. I think you elbowed me. He's walking like Han Solo.
I just couldn't get over that.
I know.
I can't put my finger on what exactly it is about the Harrison Ford walk, but he has a very distinguishable walk.
It's
Yeah.
Harrison. It's
And they
Han
were
Solo.
passing right by us. I thought, I'm going to regret it if I don't do this. I stuck my hand out and just said, thank you.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he shook my hand and said, oh, my pleasure, my pleasure.
And he was so accommodating.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, yeah.
And he looked at me
He
right after you
did.
shook your hand. I was in my BB-8 dress. So, yay. Hi, hon. He looked at me. Meh.
And Sarah, I don't know why you said this, but you said, my hands are dirty, Harrison. My hands are dirty.
I did not. I wish I did.
My hands are dirty too. What are you afraid of?
Darn it. If I could have, I would have loved to have just given him a big hug.
Someday. It's not over yet.
I know.
It's not over yet. So that was fun. And then a couple of minutes later, J.J. Abrams walks by.
Now I missed that one. Did you say anything to him?
Yes, I did. I said, this.
What? Did you record it?
No, just the word this. Remember on Jimmy Kimmel, Jimmy asked him, what is the first word in The Force Awakens?
And he said
And J.J. Abrams thinks for a couple of moments and comes back and says, this.
Did he say anything back to you?
He turned around and gave me a smile like, oh, okay, I just connected with you.
Aww.
So that was awesome. 'Cause
Yay.
he walked by everybody else, but he looked me right in the eye.
Nice.
Because I had made that one little connection with him. So that was really awesome.
Great. So
And
cool.
then after that, we got our friends, Trisha and Eric, we got in line because we wanted to be one of the first ones in the press room, because people were starting to line up now to get into the press room where all the actors were going to be.
Like over half an hour before, which never happens at press junkets, by the way.
Right.
But this is the Force Awakens press junket.
Yeah. So we signed up, and as soon as they got our names, we zoomed right to the front row. The front row.
We were in the front row. We got some awesome pictures.
Yeah, and it was amazing. I mean, we've been to lots of press conferences, but this was just truly amazing.
Yes, I wanna bring up this fact. Well, maybe I should bring this up at the end. Should we go through the press conference?
Yeah, we just posted the full raw audio
Yes.
from the press conference.
On
And
our
now-
feed. So,
on our feed.
So yeah, if you're subscribed to Skywalking Through Neverland, that will also show up in your podcatcher.
Yeah, so you'll be able to hear it right from where we were sitting, like as if all the Skywalkers were sitting right there with us.
And occasionally you'll hear, well, a lot of times you'll hear Richard and I laugh. Occasionally Trisha Barr too, because you can hear all of us. Kind of, it's really funny. I love it.
So let's do this. Let's go through the best of clips.
Yes, the best of moments.
So we pulled some moments here from the raw audio in case you had missed it, and we're gonna play for you some of the fun sound bites.
Yes. So first of all, who walks out to host this conference?
And I'm thinking, is it gonna be Bresnahan from Entertainment Weekly?
Andy Bresnikan?
Yeah.
Right.
I'm thinking, is it gonna be maybe Chris Hardwick?
Right. Yeah. Could have been him.
And
but
I think maybe at the 351st on my list of people who could have possibly have hosted this.
Mindy Kaling.
Mindy Kaling from The Office. And it was funny when she walked up on stage, everyone was like, what?
Yeah.
Wait, what?
It was funny. But she ended up being super fun. And then having some good questions. It was obvious she had listened to a bunch of the press coverage from the past week and decided to ask some different questions. So let's go into a little of these.
All right. First up, let's play this clip here. We know so little about Kylo Ren until now. Here is Adam Driver giving us some background on Kylo Ren.
Adam, Kylo Ren looks hilarious. And again, I have not seen the movie, but in all seriousness, he seems very focused and obsessed. And in my mind, he's like Robert De Niro's character in King of Comedy. Is any of this even approximating the truth? Again, I've not seen the movie. If so, I'm a genius. If not, then what is he like?
Kylo Ren, Rupert Pupkin is what
Is he Rupert Pupkin? And Lawrence, you can answer this question too.
He makes a lot of videos for his mom.
He makes a lot of videos for his mom.
He's a great cook. He's a Scorpio. I think he's very unpolished and unfinished, and I think what JJ and Larry did, keeping all the vocabulary that everyone's very familiar with Star Wars and the dark side, and keeping that very much intact, but also adding a kind of recklessness or something that's kind of unneat about it that I think people normally associate with the dark side being organized and very, in control and calm and in command.
I think that the dark side is extremely organized. Extremely organized in a very evil way.
Yeah.
Is that something that you've continued?
Well, Larry, if you want to speak to this, but one of our thoughts was to try and do something that felt a little bit different in that regard.
Yes. And that's why we were so excited about Adam playing this part, because there's never been a character like Kylo in the saga. And no, he hasn't got his shit. And Adam acts it so beautifully, because what you're looking at is, you expect this is some evil genius, but what you're getting is all the contradictions and the conflict that people feel. Any one of us can feel at any moment. That's what's so amazing about it, and I think that's what's unique about what Adam has done.
That excites me. That tells me that we have a major villain who doesn't really have all of his together.
Yeah,
Thanks,
he's out
Lawrence.
of control. He's out of control.
Yeah, which is very, very exciting.
Yeah.
The possibilities are endless.
Yeah.
Whereas if you have villains like even the Emperor or Darth Vader, they had things under control. So you knew where they were going to go, what they were going to do. They had things organized.
Right.
This guy, he's like almost like the Joker in that second Batman movie, The Dark Knight is here.
I forget,
I
but
don't
yes.
know. But you see where I'm going.
Yes.
So this guy is just a recluse. He's just reckless out there. And Kylo Ren, he's a Scorpio. And he likes to cook.
Who knew?
Not me. So this next reporter asks JJ, what is the most important thing you bring from the original trilogy?
My question is for Mr. J.J. Abrams. What was the most important thing to bring to The Force Awakens from the original trilogy to you?
When Kathy Kennedy and Larry and I started talking about what this was at the very beginning, the fundamental question was, what do we want to feel? and what do we want people to feel when they came to this movie? And that was really the beginning of the discussion. And the answer was the kind of sense of discovery, exhilaration, surprise, the comedy that George Lucas put into Star Wars kind of was, for me, the thing that made me love the movie. But when you look at all the things that he got right, it's impossible and stunning. And so for us, at the very beginning, it was really about knowing why we were telling the story, and it was to give people that sense of possibility and magic that we all felt when we first saw the original Star Wars. But I will just say that this is all to tell a new story, meaning it's not a nostalgia trip. We had to go backwards in order to go forwards. And if you look at 4, 5, and 6, those are stories that continue. This is 7. So the history of 7 will be what we've seen before. So the fabric needed to be that we are familiar with in order to tell a brand new story.
Wow, those are exciting words. I think it's exciting. That it just bodes very well. And you can really tell that second teaser trailer is really what the tone of this film is going to be. At least what JJ and Kathleen and Lawrence Kasdan all put into it.
Yeah, I love how he says he's bringing the magic into this.
Yep.
Because if you really could describe the Star Wars experience, the original Star Wars, I would say it is magic. And I've never heard that word used before to describe Star Wars. And that's what it was.
That's what it is.
It was something that was sudden. It's like magic. It's suddenly here. It's suddenly here. It suddenly appears.
You know what's interesting about that word? Disney is a branded magic.
Very true.
Yeah.
Next up, JJ answers a question about revealing too much and how Disney felt about this as well.
Something that while we were working on the movie, I realized how engaged with the fans and forthcoming Lucasfilm had always been. And my nature, which is to keep things quiet, was something that I was certain we were going to have fights about, and my wanting to keep the audience surprised when they went to see the movie. But Disney, to my shock, was arguing to not ruin, not reveal, not show every story beat. And we've all seen trailers for films that literally show you the movie in Cliff's Notes form, and then you go to see the film and you're like, yeah, that was literally the movie. I saw it in a 2-minute, 10-second piece. So I was very grateful that Disney actually took the lead on trying to keep things quieter. And obviously I asked all of you, who we are incredibly grateful for your being here, that when you do see the movie and hopefully talk about it to your fans and readers and stuff, that we maintain some level of surprise for people who get to see the movie and don't have it ruined for them just because it's finally been released, which I cannot wait for, by the way.
So I guess they were looking right at me by saying, Rich, do not spoil anything.
That's right. Do not spoil anything.
All right. Point well taken, JJ. Point well taken. All right.
Okay.
Next up. So we were sitting almost behind Mindy Kaling.
Yeah.
And
you can see from our pictures.
Yeah. And so when all the actors would look at her, we were like right over her shoulder.
Yep.
And unfortunately, she wasn't looking behind her to see who was raising their hand and asking questions.
Right.
And I thought, I'll never get my question answered. Never, ever. Oh! And this guy comes from nowhere and hands me a microphone. Like, well, where'd you come from?
Yeah.
It's like magic. So he hands me the microphone, and I was like, oh.
Did you have a question chambered?
I had about 20 questions chambered.
Of course.
And so I asked them, and this question just popped in my head. I was going to ask, where's Luke? But I know what they would have said. They would have said, yeah, we can't answer that. Be at the theater near you on December 18th.
Right.
So this question popped in my head. What was the scariest moment for each of you that first day of production?
Well, we should listen to you say it.
Oh, okay. Hey there, I'm Rich Pulaski from Skywalking Through Neverland. I'd like to know from each of you, what was the scariest moment on your very first day of production, or what was the scariest scene to write from Mr. Kasdan?
I don't associate the process with fear, JJ and I jumped into the thing under a lot of time pressure, and we had fun. And in fact, the first day that we started real work on it, we said, you know, we must have fun with this every day. It's really a privilege, and you have to be very lucky to get to write the next Star Wars. And so we didn't really have fear. I think we had trepidation about fulfilling people's expectations, that they'd be satisfied with what we came out with. But we didn't want them to know what we were going to come up with, and we wanted that this moment that's coming up next week would be a fresh moment for the, you know, as many people in the world who were interested in it. So that's the only pressure is, can you do something that's worth that much anticipation?
Thank you. How about from each of you from the cast? What was the scariest moment that first day of your first day of production?
Bad memory. Not remembering my lines. That was scary. No, and I also, I'm the custodian of Princess Leia, so I never got out of character, and I wondered if that would be noticed. No, but I was very nervous. It's been, you know, 40 years for other people, and you know, it's been a long time, and I don't like looking at myself at this age in a large way. So that was scary, and remains so.
This question.
For me, it was playing a motion capture character. This was something completely new to me, and walking into a room, I had to do this thing where they had to take my picture from all directions at one time, and I had to stand in the middle, and there was 360 cameras all around me, and that freaked me out.
I don't know. I guess I'm kind of terrified before most jobs. So the prospect of this, the Star Wars and all the kind of iconography associated with it, like I tried to not think about as much as possible. So maybe when it first started, and then kind of suppressing that as much as possible and trying to break it up into moments, and then that way. But I don't remember like one thing in particular that seemed particularly terrifying.
My whole first day was pretty terrifying. I couldn't find a moment that was any less or more than the other. I think for me it's being cast in a role, as everyone knows, I've not really done much before. So other people saw something in me that perhaps I didn't see myself, and I'm still not quite sure if it's there. So the fear of not fulfilling that potential was terrifying.
Just listening to what Peter was saying, it just reminded me, people have said to me, I don't understand, you cast someone so beautiful as Lupita, and then you had her be a motion capture character, and I think, would it be okay if she were ugly? You know, anyway, I cannot wait for you to see the work that everyone on this couch has done in the movie. The scariest day for me was when Harrison Ford was injured, which was just absolutely hideous. But the every day felt like there were challenges because I knew how important this was to so many people, and I that was never a presence that went away. And so every decision I knew had this importance, and yet we had a day to make, we had a story to tell, and it was always about trying to do the best work possible.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Now, from having worked on many film sets, I know that first day can just be horrendous. Everyone's nervous. Oh, we just brought hot chocolate.
Wow.
This is great. This is the best line ever. This line is even better than for Alvin and the Chipmunks. Much better.
Oh my goodness.
All right, so like I was saying, I've worked on sets on the first day. People are starting to get used to each other. No one wants to mess up, forget their lines. So I really thought on a Star Wars set, with so much riding on every single word, every single shot, every single movement of the actors, what was their scariest moment? And I thought it was a fun question.
And it was so exciting because each one of the people were able to answer the question and looked right at you when they did.
Yeah. Oh, that was. And I got to tell you, I got kind of nervous because each one is looking right at me, and I'm doing my head bobbing. I'm nodding.
But were you listening to what they were saying?
my head was just dripping with midichlorians. Yeah, I couldn't really focus on what they were saying. But I could say the one that really got to me was Adam Driver. I know we have to hate him in The Force Awakens, but yet he's got this very soulful look. It's almost like he's apologizing for talking.
Yeah.
That's kind of the impression I get from Adam Driver.
That is
it's
a
like,
good impression.
Can you listen to me, please?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, Adam, I'm here for you. I'm here for you, buddy. And each one, and JJ was craning his neck around to look at me. It was one of those moments where your whole world just goes blank. You know what? And afterwards, I wanted to go over to that man who handed me the microphone and thank him.
Thank him, yeah.
And I couldn't find him.
Oh.
So whoever you are, thank you very much.
Yes.
So this next question was really, really funny, where Mindy asks JJ about what his inspiration was for co-writing The Force Awakens.
And JJ, you drew inspiration from the movie Clueless when you were having a
Yes. That to me was the fundamental.
Yes.
Between those girls.
Yes, you know, I don't like to talk about it.
Am I wrong?
For obvious-
I thought
You, no.
Okay.
You're absolutely right. It was Clueless.
Clueless. You can hear me laughing in that clip. 'cause
Yeah,
I was,
you
like,
can.
So
Yeah, you
delighted.
can. If he had said, I use Cliff's Notes to write The Force Awakens,
Oh my God.
I would have just stood up and said, you know what, mic drop. Where do you go from here? Because Cliff's Notes is a segment we use on
Skywalking
Through Neverland.
It's also a quote that's derived from Clueless. So it was full circle. It came full circle.
From Alicia Silverstone. So we've named one of our segments Cliff's Notes when we're talking about what's coming up in the world of Star Wars events.
Cliff's Notes.
Cliff Note Countdown.
All right.
Hey, Peter. Good. How you doing?
I'm doing well. Just checking out the line, having fun, making sure everything's running smoothly.
Are you one of the organizers?
Yeah, one of the organizers, longtime alumni. I was here in '99, and then for basically all three lines, the original ones. I was the organizer of all three of them and this one, so I've always been an organizer.
Were you born in '99? How old are you?
75 I was born in. not that young, 39.
Oh, good. Oh, so you still continue the tradition of being here in line and organizing.
Yes, actually, I mean, I love doing it. It's fun. I mean, especially as long as people want to keep doing it, like I want to keep organizing. It's fun. I love doing this and getting to see all the people from the past lines is awesome.
Were you one of the organizers for Phantom Menace too? I mean, way back to the beginning.
So that was a countingdown.com line, and they did actually recruit some of us to be supervisors in the line. So I was one of the supervisors, like kind of one of the people that helped run the line during that time. So I wasn't an organizer that created it. I was one of the people that helped it. And then after they were kind of done with their website after episode 1, that's when liningup.net was created for episode 2, 3, and then this one. And we've also done Lord of the Rings line as well.
Wow.
Oh, that's all Amelia right over here.
We did a 5-day Lord of the Rings line over at the Vista Theater.
So on December 19th, are you going to start organizing episode 8?
Well, that is my birthday, so that would be a great way to celebrate my birthday.
Oh my goodness!
December 19th is?
Yeah, so this is like my movie of my birthday movie, basically.
Yeah, that's
close enough.
awesome.
Birthday to you.
Yeah, thanks.
Disney.
It'll be fun. Yeah.
Present with a big bow on it.
That's awesome. That was like when in '97 when the films came out, and that was for me because I'm in March, so it was like right around there. It was pretty awesome. And someone's calling on our phone. Okay, I know, right?
Well, nice talking to you, Peter.
Yeah.
I'd shake your hand, but I'm holding a microphone and a hot chocolate.
You know what, Peter? Do you have a Twitter that we can know of?
Yeah, my Twitter account is Peter_Genovese. That's GENOVESE.
Perfect.
Or you can find me on Facebook, Peter Genovese.
All right.
All right, Peter. Thanks a lot for coming over. All right, so back to the Force Awakens Global Press Conference.
Yes, so at this point, all the first 5 went away. So JJ, let's see,
It was
Lupita
JJ
Nyong'o.
Lupita, right?
Right.
Carrie Fisher.
Carrie Fisher. Lawrence Kasdan.
Lawrence Kasdan.
There's always one I forget.
Daisy Ridley.
Daisy Ridley. So they all went away. And then we brought on Harrison Ford is back. Kathleen Kennedy.
John Boyega. Poe
Dameron.
Yeah.
Oscar
Isaac. And Adam Driver.
No. Adam Driver was in the first one.
How in love I am with Oscar Isaac. I want to marry him. If you hear this, Oscar Isaac, just look me up on Facebook, Amelia Lindgren. I want to marry you.
Awesome. Gwendolyn Christie.
Gwendolyn Christie, yes.
I love her.
Yes.
Huge fan.
Okay, we have lots of clips from her coming up because, oh my goodness, how eloquent. Well, okay, so I want to pause before we play another clip. I just want to say, this is where I got Twitter pated.
For Gwendolyn Christie?
No.
I can see that.
No, for
What?
Harrison Ford.
Oh, Harrison Ford, of course,
Because, okay, so they all came up on the stage, and then all of a sudden, they're all settling on the couch. It's a big, long couch.
It's the Celebration in Anaheim.
It was. The
couches.
big white couch.
Yeah.
Yes. So they were all settling on the couch, and someone said something funny. I think it was Mindy Kaling. And Harrison Ford just gets this big grin, starts almost laughing, and it was the same. It was the same grin that he says, when he says,
Scoundrel.
to Leia in the love scene, and oh my gosh, and he was like so close to me, and I was like, oh man, this is Han Solo. He's grinning. Look at him. You can almost hear me on the track. So I just like at that moment, I think my Star Wars fandom is really just all about Han Solo. I think I learned that about myself.
Fandom isn't about Han Solo. Young Harrison Ford is probably the hottest thing ever created in the last century.
Yeah. Yeah, it was amazing. So I love me my scoundrel. Okay.
I was kind of feeling the same way about Gwendolyn Christie up there.
Okay.
She's just like a big doll.
Oh my goodness, her face is like porcelain.
Yeah.
And yet and her hair's blonde, and yet the dichotomy of her being so tall and like this giant of a woman, and yet she's so doll-like.
Yeah, very porcelain doll-like.
Yeah.
But yeah,
and so eloquent. We'll get into some of her clips, but oh my goodness.
Right. And I'm not kidding when I say she is literally 25 feet tall. And
With or without heels.
You would think I'm exaggerating, but with the heels, 25 feet, 5 inches.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, she's really, really tall. But she's got this very cute, innocent face.
Uh-huh. Absolutely.
Innocent in Game of Thrones when she's beating up the Hound.
No, it wasn't.
No, and you would never think that Gwendolyn Christie up on stage was the same Brienne of Tarth from Game of Thrones.
But funnily enough, Game of Thrones did come up because the cast was asked about their favorite fan rumors. So, first of all, John Boyega jumps in, but then Gwendolyn Christie has something to say. Let's listen.
I remember reading the theory that Finn is Mace Windu's grandson, something like that. And I was at a party, and someone behind me just tapped me on the shoulder and was just like, "Yo, Black Jedi!" I turned around, it was Samuel Jackson. And so that was a moment that was
It's absolutely impossible to follow what John has just said. And I have not, maybe I should start, shouldn't I? I've not followed any fan theories at all. I'm just going to say because I've been busy with Game of Thrones.
Is Jon Snow alive or dead?
I only read my bits in the script. I've got no idea.
Boo. So, John Boyega's story, that's hilarious.
Yeah, I want to see a photo of those two.
I know.
That would be hilarious.
Oh my goodness. I'm sure there is one that we didn't follow, but that's so funny. and then leading it into the Game of Thrones thing with Gwendolyn. Oh my goodness. I love it. Speaking of Gwendolyn, I mentioned how she's so eloquent, and I just have to play this clip. When Gwendolyn was asked, other than Captain Phasma, what character would she like to play? And her answer was just absolutely fabulous.
Someone that I would be suited to, or just someone I'd like to play?
Both. They've been interesting challenge.
Oh, both. That's tough. A character I don't really think I would particularly be suited to, but would definitely like to play, is, of course, Han Solo.
You can swear. I think that's a defining characteristic.
I might have just like a modicum of swagger opposed to the Grand Canyon that's at the end of the sofa.
Just a modicum of swagger.
Nicely put, Gwendolyn.
Yes. Okay, can we just get into my most emotional moment? Can
Oh,
we say a
please.
little bit of this?
Please.
Okay. So, my most emotional moment was when Harrison Ford, he was asked when coming back to play Han Solo, what was that like? And so he answers, but then Kathleen Kennedy jumps in and I got teary-eyed.
It seemed easy to come back to the character. Clothes make the man. I had walked more than a mile in those boots. I've been having a real good time with J.J. Abrams talking about it and getting ready for the adventure of filming. So it was easy.
I can attest to the fact that for all of us that were there, the second he walked in to the Millennium Falcon and said his first line, Han Solo was back. It was pretty instantaneous.
Oh, I'm getting teary-eyed again.
That must have been that must have been a very long day, first day of production. Because when every character would walk up, everyone would the whole crew would just have to stop. And applaud. And after they've done their take, I'm sure the cameras kept rolling because no one yelled cut because they were just so in the moment.
Can you imagine though, like Han Solo? Oh man, that's amazing. Okay, that was my emotional moment. But
I think that's what really sold that moment in the trailer. That Chewie were home because we saw Han and Chewie in the Millennium Falcon.
Yes, this movie is made by fans for fans for sure. I mean,
Yeah,
okay.
this is the best fan film ever made.
Yeah. Well, we'll see, but we're assuming.
Yeah, I don't think we have to assume anything.
Let's try to manage our expectations, but oh my gosh. Okay. Well, I had a funniest moment.
Okay.
Okay.
So you do your funniest moment, I'll do my funniest moment.
Okay. So for me, it was when the cast was asked what their favorite moment of the original trilogy was. Now, Gwendolyn Christie had, once again, a very eloquent answer. So we'll hear that, but my favorite answer was Harrison Ford's.
I just remember I was about 6 when I saw the film, and I remember being so struck by the character of Princess Leia and thinking, even then in my infant mind, this seems different to the other women I see in films. I'm feeling very, very inspired by that, and inspired by a woman with such tenacity and being so strong-minded. And I asked Carrie Fisher I said I felt like watching a performance implanted a seed in my mind, and Carrie said that she did plant a seed actually in my mind.
I assume you're not talking about the scene in the snake bikini sitting on Jabba the Hutt's lap.
Not that, no.
No. That's my favorite.
Okay, so he finally said what we were all thinking. I mean, just like, he's like acknowledging that he thought Princess Leia was hot. So I just thought that was cool. In real life, he was acknowledging that. I was like, man.
It was a very cool moment. Very cool. Now, my favorite moment came when Mindy Kaling, she would ask various actors. Now, in sports, athletes have a walkout song.
Walk-up song.
Walk-up song.
Yeah.
That's how little I know about sports. Walk up, walk down, walk sideways. And so she would ask them, what song do you hear in your head or what song would you want them to play?
Right.
As you're walking up to the set or just walking into a room.
Yeah, I think what she actually meant was what would your character's walk-up song, but they never thought of that. They just thought of what theirs was.
Right.
Right.
And so Gwendolyn, this is a very Gwendolyn heavy segment here.
It is, but she was just amazing. Like,
Yeah. She couldn't think of the song, and all of a sudden it came to her.
I'm trying to think of the name of it because it's just coursing through my brain now. It's that one that goes da-da-da, 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 da-da-da. Yes.
What is it? Led Zeppelin?
Yeah.
Kashmir, yeah. Kashmir.
Exactly that.
joined in. I love it. That was a moment.
So they're all jamming to Kashmir by Led Zeppelin.
John Boyega, Gwendolyn Christie, and Poe Dameron. Oscar
Yeah,
Isaac.
Oscar Isaac.
I know, I keep on calling him Poe. But yes, Oscar Isaac, we're all jamming, and it was awesome.
So we could be here all night playing the best of clips because everything they said was the best.
Yes,
Just
so
really great, really fun. And there was some spoiler moments for me.
I know.
Yeah,
but
someone asked about certain characters, and I didn't want to hear about it. What characters were not going to be in The Force Awakens? And they revealed 2 characters that will not be making it. I'm not going to tell you, don't worry about it.
right.
But I was kind of disheartened.
That, and then they also revealed which actors were coming back for Episode 8.
Yeah.
So that was another thing. If you
Yeah,
don't,
oh, yeah.
if you don't want to know that stuff until you see the movie, do not listen to the whole raw footage of the press conference that is on our feed.
So immediately right after the press conference, we grabbed Eric Gellar and we did a recap of the best moments. He had a lot of great moments as well as a question he had asked the cast. Eric, we just stepped out of the Force Awakens press conference. What did you think?
I was very impressed by how much the cast seemed to be really excited, especially Adam Driver, who hasn't really talked as much at previous press events. He's really been opening up. You can see great relationships between Harrison Ford and John Boyega. Oscar Isaac seems to be just having a heck of a grand time, and that's fantastic to see. Daisy Ridley, they all have so much energy, and they all really seem like they're happy to be there, which I think... I haven't covered too many press events for films, but from the people who have done that, they tell me it's very rare that everybody is so enthusiastic about everything that's going on just because they've, this is their 50th event and things like that. They seemed really on their game, and they seem to be having a lot of fun. And I'm really glad that they were able to come out and take fan questions, really, journalist questions. It's great to see before the movie hits, before the cascade of after movie publicity, before they're instantly recognizable everywhere. It's great to see them sort of opening up about what it's like to be going through this process, and also to have Harrison there, to have Carrie there, to sort of guide them through it, and to be talking a little bit about what it's like to sort of be on the outside now, watching these new people having these kinds of experiences that they had, 30 years ago.
We never know which way Carrie Fisher is going to go. Did she say anything that stuck out in your mind?
Well, I particularly liked at the end with her and JJ talking about Gary, and of course, she said a few times, I think jokingly, that JJ didn't like Gary and wasn't sure what he was doing on the set, and so it kind of, I'm putting air quotes here, exploded out in front of the audience because Carrie got up and basically pretended to expose JJ's anti-Gary bigotry to the world, and she did a little storm off to the edge of the set. It's great. She can work a room like nobody else. I mean, I would say really her and John Boyega really just, ate up the stage in terms of how much they love the crowd, how much they really seem to be enjoying the fact that they're back doing this again.
And which actor were you really excited to see?
Well, Oscar Isaac, I think, is such a great example of someone who is a huge fan before getting into this and loves every moment of it, and doesn't just love making the film, but also loves watching other people talk about the film, ask him about the film. I was really impressed with how he was on stage, and I was really excited to see him. I asked a Twitter question in the hashtag Twitter Awakens about him working with Gonk Droids because he's a big Gonk Droid fan, and he said that he was in 2 scenes with Gonk Droids. It's clear from just the fact that he knows what a Gonk Droid is that he is a really serious nerd, and so to see him up there on the other side of that equation was a lot of fun.
I'd be really impressed if he had called it a power droid because of the old Kenner line.
Well, I suspect that he's saying Gonk Droid so that the people who don't know about the Power Droid name know what he's talking about. But I think he probably knows it's a Power Droid.
Now, in a room full of media, you got to ask a question. Tell everyone what your question was.
I asked, essentially, it was the second panel. It was Gwendolyn Christie, Oscar Isaac, and John Boyega. And I said, you 3 are such big fans of Star Wars yourself. You're on the internet. What's your favorite rumor? And we got 3 great answers. Gwendolyn said that she didn't read them because she was working on Game of Thrones, and that was funny because it led to John asking if Jon Snow was dead. So that was fun. Oscar Isaac said he loved the Jar Jar Sith Lord rumor, which I thought was great because we've been having such a ball with that on the internet. And John said that he loved the idea that Mace Windu was his grandfather because he was at a party with Samuel L. Jackson, and Sam said, "Sam, look at me like I know this guy." He said to John, "Hey, Black Jedi, you're my grandson." Which, I mean, if you know Sam Jackson's internet presence and how he talks to fans and how he talks to moviegoers. I mean, he's such a, again, like Carrie Fisher, he just loves the fact that he's at the center of this and that people love what he's doing. So to have that moment between the two of them, and I think I saw an Instagram photo way back in the day from some party of the two of them together. I'm guessing that's where it happened. So to have them interact like that, and just to have Sam Jackson, again, still love Star Wars so much that he's willing to say that, make that joke, that was really funny to hear about.
Yeah, did you learn anything new at this press conference?
Not really. It's funny because yesterday on the plane I was reading a bunch of behind-the-scenes features, and in one of them Kathleen Kennedy confirmed,
Warning. Attention Skywalkers! Spoilers ahead!
Warning! That Gwendolyn Christie will be back for Episode 8, that she had big plans for Captain Phasma. So if I hadn't read that, I think the fact that she mentioned, that Kathleen Kennedy today mentioned that all three of them, John, Gwendolyn, and Oscar, would be coming back, it would have been news to me. And I think it was probably news to a lot of people, particularly because Captain Phasma hasn't been billed as a major character. I mean, she's been billed as an exciting character, and I think that's certainly true, but it's not, I haven't gotten the sense personally that she's at the center of this movie. And so to hear that she's coming back is really fantastic, because it signals to me anyway that Kathleen Kennedy sees the chance to expand what she's going to do on screen. And so that's great.
Yeah, I was kind of disappointed that she said that, because I didn't want to know. In the back of my mind, I thought maybe...
Now you know she's not going to die, right? Which, I mean, it's not that you wanted her to die, but just that was a possibility, and now it isn't.
Well, like you just said, she's not a major villain. Since Kylo Ren is the major villain, I thought maybe she's only got so much time before someone sticks a lightsaber through her chest.
Oh, God, I can't even imagine that happening. I mean... It could happen at the end of Episode 8, I guess.
Yeah. Or even the beginning. I mean, if you think about it, Boba Fett was introduced in Empire Strikes Back, and he bites it at the beginning of, Return of the Jedi. So who knows? You could still have that, moment.
I will say, I really don't want Gwendolyn Christie to fall into a Sarlacc pit. She's been making these comparisons to her character as Boba Fett in the sense that they stand out more than you would expect from their actual role, and I like that right up until the Sarlacc pit. Let's maybe keep her out of the Sarlacc pit.
Yeah, one of the questions that I wanted to ask her, if I didn't get a chance to, was there anything of Brienne of Tarth from Game of Thrones that you brought into Force Awakens and Captain Phasma, but didn't get a chance?
Certainly the fact that you're wearing armor and you have a very physical role, and that introduces many, many constraints, I would imagine. I'm sure she probably brought that to it. Then again, she also we don't see her face. We don't know if we see her face at all. We certainly probably don't see it a lot, given that she has a helmet. So I think probably that was a little bit different from Brienne of Tarth, in the sense that so much of Brienne of Tarth's reactions to everything that was going on around her was, as with every normal person, with her facial expressions. And so maybe it would be interesting to hear whether that's different for Phasma.
Yeah, if I had seen Captain Phasma with a sword, that's the first thing I would have thought of. Oh, it's just going to be Brienne of Tarth in a silver chrome stormtrooper outfit. So I'm very glad that they gave her just a blaster.
Well, and I'm interested to see what makes her different. Frankly, I mean, as great as Gwendolyn Christie is, and as great as this character is described to be, I want to know what makes her different than just another stormtrooper who has more rank, a better suit of armor because she's supposedly has, distinguished herself in battle. What does she do in the movie that's different? So it'll be interesting to see how she makes this character more than just another stormtrooper.
Yeah. And why her outfit even looks like a stormtrooper. That's my big question.
What do you mean?
Well, it's like the exact armor. It's just a chrome version.
Played a stormtrooper.
I thought I read somewhere that was because it was a sign of status, that she had proved herself in battle and she was allowed to have her own special, basically blinged out set of armor. But I might be wrong.
Oh, okay, I didn't read that, so I'm not sure. But that makes sense.
It would certainly be an interesting twist on the way we've seen the Empire deal with individuality versus uniformity. To give your troopers this opportunity if they distinguish themselves. It shows that this is not George Lucas's Empire anymore. Frankly, this is not the original trilogy Empire anymore. This is a First Order that has scrapped a few traditions, perhaps.
Yeah, and one of the other questions I really wanted to ask Kathleen is that it was reported that George Lucas has seen The Force Awakens. What was his reaction?
Well, I think there was the Hollywood Reporter story that I believe broke that news had her quoted as saying that he enjoyed it. That wasn't the exact wording, but it was something like he loved it, he enjoyed it, he got a kick out of it, something like that. I want to know what his exact reaction was, and I have a feeling that there were no cameras allowed in that room for that screening because, if George's reaction were something like, "Oh, that's not what I was expecting," then, that's not the greatest soundbite. But if he really enjoyed it, first of all, as someone who really appreciates the contribution that he has made to Star Wars, look, he created the whole thing, it means a lot to me if he liked it. I don't know about you, but to have him say, this is true to the spirit of what I did, that would be massive to me.
To put his stamp of approval on it, and I believe there's another director who did that recently for the Terminator, right?
Yeah, James Cameron with Terminator Genesis. He said he liked the film, and the filmmakers were very, very happy because the maker said that they approved of their work. So now George Lucas, if he had come up to J.J. Abrams, put his arm around him and said, you know what, this is exactly what I would have done. Well, no, he wouldn't have said that. But if he had said good work, and then it's like, okay, I can now step back from this.
Well, I almost wonder if after he saw it, maybe his reaction was something like, it could have been faster and more intense.
Eric, where can people get a hold of you on social media?
Twitter.com/Eric Gellar.
All right, there we go. Thank you very much, Eric.
Happy to do it.
Shout-outs, Skywalker shout-outs. Which Skywalkers get props from here in Neverland? Who was tweeted out? Shout out. Who was photobombed? Shout out. Who was shared a post? Shout out.
So we are running very, very long in this episode. There's just so much going on.
Yes.
So let's give a quick shout out to our good friends Lindsay and Dan Berry.
Yes, they sent us a Christmas card
Our first Skywalker-related Christmas card.
of this year. Aww.
So thank you very much, the Berry family.
Yeah, and this is the first year this Christmas that they're married. So it really is the Berry family.
And that was their Christmas card.
Yeah.
A wedding photo.
A wedding photo is great.
So we love you guys.
Yeah, thank you so much.
And now, our Skywalker of the Week.
Gabriel Kolba, Gabriel Kolba, Gabriel Kolba.
So that, of course, is brought to us by our Skywalker composer, Rob Dellinger. Rob, thank you very much for supplying us with a new Skywalker of the Week jingle.
Yeah, he works so hard each week, and we love that. So please go support him and check out his website where you can check out all the Skywalker jingles at robdellinger.com. That's ROBDEHLINGER. And if you have been the Skywalker of the Week or know someone who has and you need a Christmas present, if you go to our website, skywalkingthrough.neverland.com, and click on that TeePublic link, you can buy yourself a Skywalker of the Week t-shirt.
As designed by you, my sweetie wife.
That's right.
My sweetie wife, graphic designer.
Yes. Yay.
And of course, Rob Dellinger is the John Williams of podcasting.
That wraps up episod 103 of
Skywalking Through Neverland. It's about 10:30 p.m. People in Hollywood are starting to wrap things up. There's less traffic. Even Hooters across the street has closed their doors.
What?
I know. Hard. Where will we now get our chicken wings?
I don't know.
But we want to thank everyone who joined us on today's show, including Amelia Lindgren, Matt Baird, who left a little while ago because he's got to get up at 5:30 in the morning.
Yep. Obi Sean Crosby.
Eric Gellar, Brian Smith of Ample Hill Creamery, and huge, huge thanks to Dave Parfit of AdventuresByDaddy.com, and of course, Mark Newbold of Jedi News UK for helping us get into that Star Wars The Force Awakens global press junket orama.
Yes.
All right, let's go ahead and wrap it up and tell everyone where they can get a hold of us, and then we out of here.
Okay. You can find us on social media. We love our tweet walkers. Tweet at us at SkywalkingPod. I am at Jedi Tink on Twitter and Instagram. Skywalking Pod is now on Instagram as well. And Richard, you've been learning a bit more and posting much more on Instagram.
I can post on Instagram.
Yay! And we are on iTunes and Stitcher. We love those reviews. And our email, if you have something to share, just send it to us. Share at skywalkingthrough.neverland.com. And I have some news. I have some fun announcements. If you've heard the latest Fangirls Going Rogue, Fangirls Going Rogue is now on its own feed. So go to your podcatcher and search Fangirls or Fangirls Going Rogue and subscribe to us. So Trisha, Teresa, and I are embarking on our own feed and our own website, fangirlsgoingrogue.com. It's super exciting, and just check us out there. You'll be able to find Skywalking Through Neverland there as well. I'll post those episodes too.
Right on. All right, Amelia, any last words?
I really want to marry you know who.
Han Solo?
No.
Ooh.
The other one.
Oh, Poe. Uh-oh, get in line.
And Amelia, as always remember,
May the Force be with you.
And Neverland on
Alderaan.
Neverland on Alderaan.
Some imagination, huh?
To our Skywalkers and Tweetwalkers, thanks for listening. Have you left an iTunes review yet? Skywalking Through Neverland is created and produced by Richard and Sarah Woloski. Segment producers are Dave Parfit, Dave Scale, and Norma Heitman. Original music by Rob Dellinger. Creative consultant, Mark Ogushowitz. Technical advisor, Peter Heitman. Facebook administrators, Donald Wicks and Joey Pittman. Skywalking Through Neverland is intended for entertainment and information purposes only. Sounds, music, and clips played during this podcast are the property of their copyright holders. All original content is property of Skywalking Through Neverland, copyright 2015. All rights reserved.
sorry, it had to be said.